All right, so I wanted to tell you all a little story about aliens and so Olivia Wilde and aliens and religion and how all those things end up working together. Um, so there was a situation that happened where this is like a 30-minute video and it wasn't even recording. So I was going through a lot of stress. Casey Strain is spelling out the word deceased. It's releasing a letter every couple months. Reassembling the letters of slow decay to slowly spell out the words deceased, and then every couple months they would release in it. So that was wearing on me, and then G59, and then there was some stuff between me and G59, and probably I ended up starting it in a way, or I don't even know what was going on, but we wound up getting at odds, and they were threatening me, and anyways, see that all goes. See G59 and the Acacia strain are working together somehow, and there's all these references back and forth between them about each other. And G59 is a reference to my social security number and my last name, and so much weird shit. Anyway, what what the aliens ended up saying, was there was a few things, So I was basically I ran into her a few years ago, and I told her, and then never really said anything to her. And then there was a few years later where I'm going through all this stress, and I was looking at her, and she ended up having a couple kids with somebody, and they didn't get married. And then I said something to her nice about a year ago, and I think they ended up getting married after that, or they end up getting engaged after that or something. So I was like, well, I'm gonna say something to her because there was a feeling that happened to me where I had a feeling I was gonna meet somebody like that, and then I wasn't gonna, and then it was gonna be something fucked up that was gonna happen to me. So when I got on YouTube and talked about it, then I wasn't saying, I think that this is gonna be a good thing. I was saying that it was something special, but it was something fucked up. Anyway, so or it was something special, yeah, kind of. Something that was, yeah, kind of, I guess. That's the way she came across. I don't know what the fuck. There's a woman coming into your life, that's what I knew. I didn't know what it was or what it signified or if there was anything there to or about it. I don't want to say that, you know what I mean? But I will say that because I don't believe really much, you know what I mean? And especially when it comes to women, and especially with the Coma Witch and the Acacia strain, and all this different stuff that they've been talking about with women and stuff. So I'll be honest, I take it with a grain of salt because especially I was circling that Goodwill store. I was went out of town to go to the gym, and then I was like, I needed a pair of pants, so I was didn't want to go to the store. I just wanted to go somewhere cheap and fast, and so that's where I went. And then on my way in, then she was walking out as I walked in, and so I was circling the store for like I had my GPS set to Goodwill, and I was circling the store for about 10 or 15 minutes. So I don't know if they put her in there or what exactly happened. It wouldn't surprise me. She's a little bit older than me, so I don't think I could actually probably get. If she was a little bit younger than me, then I think I could look at her and see if she and say, I think you're full of shit right now about something, and be able to determine if there was any accuracy to it or not. And I can do that with women. They don't have to be much younger than me, but with her being a little bit older than me, honestly, I've never had a firm determination in my mind of whether or not that was real or fake. You know what I mean? And there was another thing too where I always imagined her laying on a bed somewhere and me standing next to her, and then her legs would just come up and it would just kick me in the side of my head. And then she had like this little grimace on her face. It was like and I was like, so that was what I imagined. That wasn't it being like. So anyways, the so what ended up happening was I ended up sending her these messages, and then I was like, come in a week, and then after a week I was like, come in another week, and I was like, you know what, come right now. And then after after 24 hours, I was like, you know what, screw it, because I don't even want to wait. You know what I mean? I was like, I can't do it. And I had already settled up the whole situation in my head. I was happy with it. I was like, screw it, I'm gonna forget about this. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to deal with my own feelings. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's being selfish or what, but as much as I've been through, I think it's fair. But it's probably it's probably a little selfish. But anyways, of a way to approach it. But there are only so many ways to approach something like that. And I'll be honest with you, I was really stressed out, so I don't believe that I would have probably done that. But anyways, they so so after that, I was sitting there, and so I sent out. So there was something to do with a trillionaire class, and this is another thing I haven't really spoken about. That they want to have me bring in, all this stuff with Slipknot and Tupac and the Acacia Strain and all these people. And all they're trying to do is get me to sue the government and to bring in a secret lawsuit, so then they can pose me like I'm in the Illuminati or I'm in a gang or something, and then they can spend the money that they've already accumulated from printing money and stuff. So I've read about this type of thing, and I've seen this type of thing. I've had premonitions. I had feelings. There was a situation where I had a feeling where I was, right around the time that they put out sensory deprivation, and I was going, give me $1 trillion, bitch, or something like this. And then they go, well, and then all of a sudden I felt like somebody stand up, like, yeah, okay, that's what I wanted you to ask about. And I was like, wow, that was fucking weird. And it was so weird that I didn't even want to do anything else about it. And I read about how they do these kinds of things later on, and then I tried to post a video about it, and then the video wouldn't post, and then the video actually quit working at this specific point where the screen, there's a line that goes across horizontally on the top of the screen, and it's at this specific point where you touch it, then that at that point, then that it was the screen was actually tampered with. And I had this feeling like as soon as I posted that, I heard these voices, and I was looking at my phone, and they were coming from the phone, and it was her and her husband, and they were going, "We're hungry, we're hungry, we're tired," or something like that. And I was like, why am I hearing that? And what does that have to do with me and what I just said? Anyways, I guess maybe they were sitting somewhere thinking I was trying to sell myself on somebody. And I think that's part of the thing that, the reason the aliens got involved was because they wanted people to see that really when I gave up, because I gave up and I had this feeling inside the house while I was sitting in front of my housekeeper's phone. And I think that people got this idea that I was obsessed with her. You know what I mean? And I wasn't. You know what I mean? And I don't want to say how far it went in my mind as to say that really nothing. Like, I would imagine these scenarios that her and somebody else was doing something to like get a thrill out of the fact that they thought that I was obsessed. You know what I mean? And I would just be like, that's not bothering me, because that's not like, I'm not like that, you know what I mean? And that was, and it just took me a long time to get like that, you know what I mean? Where there's a woman I'm interested in, and that's a woman I've been interested in for a long time, so that's somebody you would think I would be obsessed with, and that was just a thing for me not to get like that. And so the thing is that the aliens, I think, saw that, you know what I mean, and didn't think that other people were going to see that. And that has something to do with, in the Bible, or in the Inside the Bohemian Grove with Mark Dyson, they talk about, Satan will splendor the intolerable and all this. And when they came in hissing like snakes, okay? They came in and they go, because I go, this vapor of smoke, and the vapor of smoke thing had to do with, I think, the song Bitter Pill by the Acacia Strain. And the song "Bitter Pill" by the Acacia Strain was where I realized that the vapor smoke was really aliens. And all this different stuff they showed me at that time was really aliens. It wasn't God. And so they were like, "Whoa, okay, I guess you robbed us of our faith or something." I knew they were going to accuse me of some bullshit out of it. I knew immediately. And I was like, whatever. So what they ended up doing was, so the thing is with the aliens was, God, so fuck. Anyway, oh, so yeah, God damn it. Yeah. So as soon as I mentioned that, then I knew that somehow that caused Trump, Russia to put Trump in power, and I knew that that was going to happen somehow. And when I did that, and so then I waited, and then I sent out an email about it, and I was like, man, this is going to fuck everybody's morale. I was just having a lot of frantic thoughts, and then they came in. I sent out an email and felt better, and then all of a sudden they came in, and it was them. I know it. I actually saw a UFO not long after this, and I'll tell you all about that too. But they came in and they started making these noises, and they go, it was like yes, like hissing like snakes, and then they would say, and it was like, it was stuff like, and they were saying, and then they got it, and they were like, their technology is greater than ours. Their technology is not greater than ours. And they said, wait till you see what we have for you, Tanner. And then they go, and so they told me I had telepathics all around me, and I said, "Are y'all are just telepathics or something?" And I was like working with the government, somebody with telepathic ability to think to me or something. And they go, "You're surrounded by telepathics, Tanner." And I go, because I figured out how some of these machines are actually listening to your head. And then they go, "Wait till you see what we have in store for you, Tanner." And then they go, and I go, "All right." And I go, with this woman, I go, the thing is, I said, "Are y'all gonna fuck something up between me and this woman?" Because, and there was nothing there, but it was just, it was had me so fucked up in the head. I was like, y'all are gonna fuck something else up right now, and that's really the only thing that's obviously matters to me at the time, because nothing else obviously matters to me. So then you're gonna fuck with it, and they were like, we can, and they showed my hand clenched on something, and like my fingers pulled back, and they're like, we can get this away from you, Tanner. And then they go, they showed an image of me putting my head into her chest, like for comfort, and it has to do with the Bible and this verse that I always considered the aliens were trying to tell me something about. There was a woman that I was supposed to be with that wasn't having to do with something else to do with all the other bullshit that they were doing to me. All the women basically in my life was possibly even fake, but this one, but no, it wasn't just that. It was that I started thinking that later on, but at the time it was something more like, God, it's just, damn, there's so much to think about. And there's stuff that I'm just not even getting into that I know I'm forgetting. But, so, they, but yeah. So, they just, so I go, all right, so I go, that's love. So I go, so love? Is that what you're saying? And they go, yeah, Tanner, love, true love, but it was not a good idea. And I go, okay. And so then they go, something, you won't like it. And then there was something else like, there was a situation where there was a guy who was hitting. There was a situation where there was a woman that I was interested in college. She was smiling at me. She was interested in me, and then she left her boyfriend. And then there was a feeling like I was thinking about her one day at work just to get through the day, and then it snapped at like a certain feeling. And I was thinking of something about the amygdala has to do with your perception of threats and stuff. It was just perceiving some kind of threat because the guy went crazy.